Yes, I did take a break and it was much needed, but I'm back and we're going to talk about Until Dawn. Now, making a movie adaptation of a video game, it's not an easy feat. Now, there are a few that have succeeded, but many more have failed. Until Dawn is going to be very much in the eye of the beholder. In regards to, are you watching it from a movie perspective or a gamer's perspective? Because that's where the decisions are going to start swaying. Gamers have already said, and they've already thrown a fit over the fact that the plot of this movie is not the same plot of the game. The plot of the game is that this is an interactive platform where every decision you make can lead to a different outcome. So you can play this game multiple times, make different decisions, come to a different outcome. I can see where that's hard to do or portray in a movie. So the only thing I'm guessing the directors and writers were thinking of are, why don't we just put them in a time loop? This will be like a horror version of Groundhog's Day. I'm down with that. I think that sounds fantastic. And this movie has a lot going for it. But it's not to say it's perfect, because it has a lot that I had a problem with. So this movie starts out with a girl who goes missing. Her sister and her friends go searching for her. They get stuck in this house, which ends up putting them in that time loop we just talked about. And every night, a new creature, a new scenario comes around to kill them. They have to survive the night until, guess what? Until dawn. So, the idea behind this, so good. No, not video game accurate, but from a movie perspective, really good. And I really did start out having a lot of fun with this movie. The setups, the scenes, there was lots of different creatures. There were lots of different scenarios that they were trying that weren't working. They're going to die. There's nothing they can do about it. Well, we'll just start over the next morning and see what we can come up with next. It was almost perfect until just past the halfway mark. And then everything went downhill. I'm not sure what happened. They had a really good idea, a really good format, a really good story, and then they didn't know what to do with it. Which is really odd, because normally, like, the last act of the movie is the best. That's where you get to all the good stuff and the fights and the deaths and all the horror and the gore and all. And yeah, there's tons of gore throughout this entire movie. Lots of different ways of people dying, which I found incredibly fun and interesting. But then it got to a point where the writers seemed like they ran out of ideas. Like, we have this great start. We got a big climax in the middle of the movie, and then we didn't know how to end it. The idea of who's behind this or how they got stuck in this time loop still begs a lot of questions. Like, it wasn't very clear. And what made it worse is the characters in this were very one-dimensional. Like, there was no big character building. There was no personality. They were just there. They were objects to be killed, which, again, were fun at times, but boring in the aspect of, I want to know more about these characters. I want to know, especially the main character. She has all the power in this movie. All of this revolves around her, but we know so little about her. And then there's time itself, because you're keeping track of how many times these people die, and then it restarts the night. So it's like, all right, you died once there, twice, 3 times. All right, so we should be on night 5. And you're completely wrong, because they talk about how they're on night like 13, but you didn't count all this. And then they're missing like complete nights, like their own memory. They can't remember certain nights that they've gone through. And it makes it really confusing, not only from their perspective, but now mine, because now I'm even more confused. What happened to all these other nights that they can't remember? It's just, it feels like it was a really great idea that the writers and directors couldn't really bring to fruition. You know, I mean, just, they tried, it sounds good, there was a lot of good. Like I'm telling you, the first half of this movie was great. And I thought this was going to be a good movie. And then just past that halfway point, it all just dropped off. And I was very disappointed by the end. It was like such a letdown. So this is going to be one that's going to piss off the gamers because it's not accurate to the game. And then you're going to piss off the moviegoers like myself, who you teased the first half of the movie with this great, setup, and we hit this climax point, and then you let us all down. Like there was just your great atmosphere, the kills were great, the characters, the monsters, everything was going good. And then all of a sudden we hit this solid brick wall and nothing after that. So, was it the worst movie I've seen? Absolutely not. There are much worse horror movies to see than this one. Unfortunately, this one just had the most potential, and that's probably why I'm mad. This one had the most potential to be good, but they botched it. And I think that's what upsets me the most. I can deal with a bad movie. And I can even admit, it was a crappy movie. I still kind of enjoyed it. I did enjoy this to an extent, but I was highly let down by the end. That's what upsets me the most. But as always, make sure you let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments. Did you watch Until Dawn? What did you think about it? Did you play the video game? I know I didn't. Leave that down in the comments. Hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already, and I will see you at the concession stands.